Hey, this is Ken Shamrock, and you're in the Wrestling Epic Center.
You're listening to Interactive Wrestling Radio, featuring the Interactive Interview, courtesy of WrestlingEpicenter.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Interactive Interview on the InteractiveInterview.com, as always, courtesy of ProWrestling.com, and our special guest today is Ken Shamrock. Ken, how you doing?
Good, man. Real good.
That's excellent. It was last week that you faced Chemo in the UFC. How did you enjoy your match there, and what went so right with your early knockout?
Oh, it felt good to get back in the ring, and it was, he made a mistake, and I made it pay for it. He put his head down, and I hit him with a knee. But, he misjudged his angle. That's the best way to put it.
Of course, speaking of the UFC, back in November, you were inducted into the Hall of Fame. How does it feel to have such an honor bestowed upon you?
I think in any athlete's career, when you get inducted into the Hall of Fame, it almost sets you back and, wow, you know what? The fans appreciate me, my peers appreciate me, and I'll always be remembered. When you put in the Hall of Fame, you'll never be forgotten. So that's probably the biggest honor you could get when you're participating in a sport, be inducted into that Hall of Fame.
And reader and listener Asylum would like to know, who would you consider your toughest opponent inside the octagon?
My toughest opponent, I can't answer that because, I have fought a lot of tough guys. I've fought all over the world, Germany, Brazil, Japan. I mean, I fought everywhere and everybody, and they all presented different challenges to me. So I really can't point any one individual that has been my toughest opponent.
What part of your childhood led to you learning to fight?
I guess it was probably called hard knocks. I grew up in Tupelo, and I was in juvenile hall when I was 10 years old. 7 years old, so I was 13 years old. I was in juvenile hall, and out of placement. So, I didn't have much of a choice but to learn to defend myself or get punked all the time. So I learned that.
And while doing the research for this interview, of course, we came across an interesting fact that said that as an amateur wrestler, you suffered a rather severe injury to your neck. Can you enlighten us a bit more about that?
Yeah, I was 17 years old. I had just won the league, and I was qualified to go to state. And I was practicing in the room, getting ready for state, and I slipped on the mat, and I had a guy picked up on a fireman's, and I fell down with him on top of me, and it broke my neck. They had to, ambulance came and got me, put me planted together with a board, and I went under surgery where they took a bone chip out of my hip and fused it in my neck, my 5th and 6th, where I broke the cartilage and fractured the neck. And I was in a halo for quite some time, and laid up in bed for quite some time. So that was an experience. But you know what? I looked at it, and I didn't let it get me down. I was 17 years old at the time, and when I turned 19 years old, I was playing college football. They said I'd never be able to play sports again. But that did not stop me. I trained hard, lifted weights, got my body strong, and I continued.
When you're like a star in a combat environment such as the UFC, what makes you want to decide to enter like a more entertainment-based world, which would be like professional wrestling?
Well, at the time, UFC, that's when we had a lot of problems with getting it on pay-per-view, and they were taking us out of venues and having to fly out overnight to go to another venue to make it happen. We weren't being, they were cutting us off a lot of cable places. Canada had shut us down. It was just, they were just clamping down, and it was slowly but surely getting squished and stomped out. So I had to do something to make money. Was able to make the money I needed to make to support my family. So that's when I decided to look at different directions. And entertainment seemed to be one of the ones I was interested in. So I went and talked to a few different people, and Vince McMahon stepped up to the plate and said, you know, we'd like to have you. So after that, I never looked back. I just went and I did it, and I did very well.
But did you have to be specially trained to learn the worked style of wrestling?
You have to, yeah, you know what, there's a lot to it. A lot of people tried to go in there and do it, and they failed miserably.
Right.
There's a lot of entertainment to it. There's nothing how to set matches up and how to get the peak in the spots to be at the right time for the crowd to pop. There's a lot to it, man. There's a lot to it. Fortunately for me, I had it, and I was able to do very well at it. There's not anybody else that I know of that has gone into pro wrestling out of the fighting world and has been as successful as I have.
Who helped show you the ropes in terms of the entertainment style of the WWF?
I originally started out with Mad Dog Bud Sawyer out of Sacramento. I was with him a very short time. And then from there I went to North Carolina, Mooresville, and worked with Nelson Oil and Gene Anderson. And that's actually where I really started learning my pro wrestling. I did that for years, and then I got into the UFC. And then I did UFC for a few years, and then it started to go down. And I started wanting to do something else. So I went to the WWF and asked if they would like my services, and they did, and I did very well.
Early on in your WWF career, you were involved with a couple spots with Bret the Hitman Hart. How do you get along with Bret Hart?
Bret was another guy after I got into the WWF who helped me hone my skills to fit the WWF entertainment world, coming from the real world. I worked with him several times up there in Canada, where he's from, and I tell you, he really helped me understand the psychology.
Of course, you can't mention Bret's name without mentioning his brother Owen, who you had a rather long feud with. Any memories of Owen Hart?
Yeah, the dungeon match. You know, when they did the dungeon match, you was dungeon. You did a match there, and no one's really ever done anything quite like that. Where it's been out of the ring and it's been in a cellar, and we put it together and did it quite well. And I got to know Owen really well, doing tag team with him, and also have a match against him. And I have to say that Owen Hart is one of the most genuine people that I have met in the world of wrestling.
And you just mentioned, the dungeon match, and of course during your time in WWF you worked a Lions Den match and an Iron Circle match. How would you prepare for a unique match like those differently to, say, a regular one-on-one bout?
Oh, it's like you don't have the ropes and turnbuckles on the outside to go, it's defined. And so you had to be real creative using the fence and using the weapons that would hide the fence. Just a lot of different scenarios that you could do. But it was very difficult. You had to know how to wrestle.
Right.
Reader Rick Clark would like to know about your time before the WWF as Vince Torelli.
Yeah, Vince Torelli was a name I used back when I first started out. The name given to me. And I did a few shows with that name, and it was, not soon after that I started doing stuff over in Japan, and that's when I went back to my real name.
That's it. Now, back before your feud with Owen that we just mentioned, you had obviously some important feuds back then. One was with Shawn Michaels. So how did you enjoy working against Shawn at D-Generation X in your house?
Wow, he was he was really easy to work with. I heard a lot of stories, and he wants to take the match. All these things, he did things all the time. And I learned early on that, don't believe everything you hear, and just go out there, you got to trust. We went out and had a match, man, and everything that I had heard was not true. He was very easy to work with, put the match together perfectly, and we had a great match. The first time we worked together and we got the match over, I thought it was good. So I was really, really, one of those times you step in the ring, you're honored to be in the ring with somebody, and that was one of those times.
Another guy that you worked with who later went on to be a big superstar was The Rock. Did you think The Rock was going to catch on as big as he did?
No. Actually, when I went in there, he was part of the Nation,
Right.
and he was just kind of one of the boys.
Right.
And when we started working an angle together after we broke off from that, we actually started using the Rock. We actually did the angles together, and I think the matches that we had, he went from the Intercontinental title, which is the one I was wrestling him for,
Right.
to losing that title. We did 3 or 4 different pay-per-view matches, which were real good matches. And then from there, he went on to the title, and then once after he was done with the matches with me, I think that's when he started to really climb the mountain, really get over.
In 1998, you were crowned the WWF King of the Ring. How does that rank up there in your career highlights?
Oh, it's another title that that is not too many people have gotten that title. They have one of those a year, and only one every year gets crowned the King of the Ring. And I was lucky enough to be that guy. So it ranks right up there with the rest of them.
What are your thoughts on them? Because of course, since then they've actually disbanded and no longer do the actual King of the Ring pay-per-view. What are your thoughts on that?
It's hard to say. I don't know why, but I guess they're the ones doing it day in and day out, so they must have their reasons.
How did you enjoy working with your sister, Ryan Shamrock?
It was okay. I never really was much into working with girls, so I just they wanted things to be done, and I just wasn't really interested in doing those things.
Is this the first time you've listened to the interactive interview? Never fear, all of our shows are archived and available to download today for free by clicking over to theinteractiveinterview.com.
You need people like me.
Work off my nizzles, it's me, the Big Jizzle from NWA TNA, and you're listening to the interactive interview. And if you ain't down, clown, I got 2 words for you. Oops, that's copyright infringement.
How did you enjoy working with factions such as the Corporation? Is that something that you enjoyed doing, being part of a quote-unquote gang?
It was fun. It wasn't long-lived or anything, but being part of a group kind of gave you a little break too, because you didn't have to really work every night too. So you had plenty of guys in your group. It was kind of a breath of fresh air. Something different.
And we've mentioned things such as your UFC Hall of Fame induction and your King of the Ring culmination in '98. But of course, you're also a former IC and tag team champion. How highly do those belts rank in your estimation? And are you of the thinking that a belt is an accolade or a prop?
Oh no, they're definitely an accomplishment. It's just like the UFC, that you had to go in and train and work hard and fight and beat a guy to get that belt. Well, in the world of entertainment, WWF, you have to go out and work, and you got to know what you're doing. You got to put on good matches, and you got to earn it. So it just doesn't get. You don't go out and buy it.
Right.
It's given to you like you deserve it. So it's an earned belt.
Do you think if you would have stayed, there was a chance that you could have been the WWF champion?
Oh, absolutely. No question in my mind.
They teased a feud with you and former UFC alumni Dan Severn. Why do you think they didn't go all the way with that feud?
Because he was dead. He was like the board when he wrestled. He had no personality. He couldn't do an interview. He looked like crap. What are they going to do with the guy? In fact, one time, and I kid you not, I'm going out to the ring to wrestle Severn. He's in the ring, and he takes his shirt off. Vince McMahon, it came out of Vince McMahon's mouth. on his headset, he tells the referee, because he's got an earphone in his ear, he goes, "Tell Dan to put his shirt back on." I kid you not.
I heard that a rumor on the internet, must be a good few months ago now, that there was an indie show that was looking to do you versus Dan sometime in the future. Is that true or false?
But Dan Severn don't want, I don't know what it is, but he don't want anything to do with me. I try to put a few things together, and it's like every time my name comes up, he goes, he's gone.
Right. Another guy that tried to get out of the UFC and into professional wrestling was Tank Abbott. How did you enjoy Tank Abbott's wrestling work? I know you didn't see him because he was in another company, but how do you get along with Tank?
Me and Tank, it's fun. When it comes to the fighting and the world of that, he does his thing, I do mine. I don't take anything personal, anything he says to me. Tank's always had a gift of gab. The problem with Tank is he's another one that has a gift of gab, but he's never stepped up.
Some say WCW borrowed some of your personality traits when they created the Goldberg character. Do you agree with that?
I have no idea. I really don't. I really can't answer that because what Goldberg did was just a character, and what I am as a character. I mean, I'm a fighter, so he came in and became a fighter, but that's what he told me. I was me when I was in there, and I don't think WWF really used me the way they could have, like they did Bill Goldberg. I mean, they really put him over, and he got overused because he went as that character. And I am for real that character, and I didn't get used that way.
Right. The WWF, after you left, gave the ankle lock to another wrestler, Kurt Angle. How do you compare the way Kurt Angle does the ankle lock to the way you apply the ankle lock?
Well, Kurt Angle does it like a garden child. He fumbles around with it. Doesn't know how the leverage that he's using. He just grabs it and hugs it.
Right.
What actually led to your departure from the WWF?
Just I had a few injuries, and I took some time out. And while I was gone, they wanted me to come back sooner than I was ready to come back, and I told them I was not ready to come back yet, so they cut my contract. And then once they cut my contract, I went in a different direction, went back to fighting.
Of course, you returned to professional wrestling in June of 2002 when you captured the NWA World Heavyweight title. What were your early impressions of Total Nonstop Action, TNA?
There was a lot of growing that needed to be done. I thought they had good ideas. And at the time that the fans needed something else besides just WWF. And I think the timing for them was right. I just don't think they had the right, what would you say, ideas for the guys they had there.
Right.
Now, the man you defeated to capture that title, Malice, a.k.a. The Wall in WCW, of course, is no longer with us, but do you have any memories of working with him?
Yeah, he was a great guy. Really good guy. He just, when you walk in and you talk about matches and stuff, like he had no ego. And it was easy to put matches together with the guy. We had a match, and I thought we had, for not working together, and I hadn't worked in a while, and I guess he'd been just doing a few spots here and there. We put together a pretty good match.
After losing the NWA belt to the Truth Run Killings, you seemed to disappear from NWA TNA. What was behind your departure leaving the company?
Well, it was known long before that I had a fight coming up with Peter Ortiz, and that I would only be wrestling there a few shows before I would have to step away and concentrate on my training, so that's why I left.
Now, the rumors on the internet are that you're going to be appearing on NWA TNA tomorrow evening for the pay-per-view, and then on Thursday for Impact, the Fox Sports program. Are there any truth to those rumors?
Yes, sir. I will be there tomorrow night in Nashville, and I will also be in Orlando.
Excellent, excellent.
I hope you don't mind me asking this on the air, but when we called to do the interview about an hour ago, I was told that you were getting an MRI done. Is everything okay?
Oh, yeah. It's one of those things where it's been going on for about a year and a half. And I just had this fight with chemo. And it was bothering me in training a little bit here and there. Nothing to stop me or slow me down, but it was bothering me. So it was just a precaution to go in and make sure that there's no damage or anything done. It's just all it is wear and tear from years of fighting. So I just wanted to make sure that that's all it was. And so they checked it and everything's good. So I'm good to go.
Now that you're going back to TNA for at least 1 week, is professional wrestling the avenue you want to keep going to, or do you want to keep going with the Ultimate Fight?
No, I'm actually going into Ultimate Fighting, but I'm going to keep doing that as long as the body allows me to. And I'm also going to play with the pro wrestling because I enjoy that, but I'm also really interested in doing movies and acting. So, you know, there's the things that I'm interested in doing that I'll have plenty of time to do when I'm done fighting.
Do you have any acting or any movie roles lined up that you're going to be doing in?
Yeah, I've actually done a movie called Champions in Blockbusters. I've done a movie called Scarecrow Gone Wild. I was in Virtuosity. You know, I've done some cameos and then actually did some pretty good spots in different movies. Got one that hopefully I'm going to land here pretty soon, but I'm just waiting to hear.
Excellent.
Now, one thing that just has quickly come onto my mind, because you mentioned movies, and linking slightly closely to that, CDs. How did you feel when you found out that, well, assuming you found out, I do know that you were in one of Limp Bizkit's songs?
I'm in a bunch of different songs, but some of them are good and some of them aren't so good. You know what? You know, at least you thought of. They're out there.
Speaking...
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of the music business, what CD is in your stereo currently?
What DVD? I've got Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, okay, cool.
I approve. And, of course, KenShamrock.com is now up and fully running. How long has that been online for now?
It's been, well, we've had it up for, off and on for a couple of years, but then we broke it back down again to redo it. We got another guy, Larry Goldberg from Boxing Insider, who runs my website and building it. He's done a great job on it. We're actually doing another website that's just going to have Ken Shamrock gear. It's actually called Lion's Den Gear.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
You mentioned it, yeah. And, is it true that you still do the exclusive columns on Boxing Insider?
Yes.
Excellent.
Still do a column and write a column in Boxing Insider.
Excellent.
All right. And just for the viewers out there that are going to be heading over to KenShamrock.com as they listen to this, what exclusive content and information can they find on that site?
Well, they can find out inside scoop on the fights and things that went on. Some of the other Lions Den fighters that will be fighting here soon. You know, if they want to have me for an appearance or a seminar, or just to go on and chat. There's a lot of things on that website that you can go into and look at. There's pictures. There's a gallery where different pictures, different fights, and there's all kinds of stuff to browse through there. So click on and check it out.
Excellent. Well, if we can just close out with some word associations. You can either give a one-word answer, or if you have a story you'd like to tell, then by all means go ahead. Is that okay?
Okay, we'll try this then.
Excellent. First name on the list is, we'll run with Chemo.
Chemo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, quick, and I'm happy. Good comeback.
Big Boss Man.
Man, huge. That's not a guy I want to be underneath.
Bret Hart.
Excellent worker. Best technical worker in the business.
Jeff Jarrett.
Flashy, arrogant, but nice in person.
Tank Abbott.
Who?
Tank Abbott. Oh.
Gavin?
Yes.
fat, obnoxious, and irritating.
Dan 7.
Obnoxious, irritating, and I wish I could get him in the ring and whoop his ass.
Tito Ortiz.
Big mouth, and I got payback coming his way.
Randy Couture.
Outstanding gentleman, nice guy, someone that I think is a great role model for the mixed martial arts.
And a couple more wrestling ones I've got for you. Val Venus.
Nothing to say. Nothing to say about him.
And the final one that I've got for you, The Rock.
Gentleman, great worker, great charisma, and it's brought the business to another level. I thought Hulk Hogan did it, but Rock has brought it farther.
How about one more from me, and that is Vince McMahon.
Ooh, shark-infested waters. Bring him food, because if you don't bring him food, he's going to eat you.
And one final question I've got to throw in, because I was speaking with Larry, obviously, before this interview, and he said to bring up with you the Nasty Boys and get the story out of the Nasty Boys out of you.
When you bring your name up, the lever goes to red, ready to blow. Talk about guys, if I'd like to see them walking down the street, I would probably get arrested.
Can you elaborate at all? Or?
No, I don't like going to that story. I've already told it too many times.
Okay.
All right, well, we really can't thank you enough for your time, and we wish you luck, and we'll be watching tomorrow night.